at this point, if you are cooking for Thanksgiving, you are probably finalizing your menu. Do you have wine questions about that meal? Well, Bill Mahoney is back from Premier Wine and Spirits to take your calls now and to tell some exciting news. But our number is 644-9840 if you'd like to get on board. Bill, you have not only brought wine, you've brought food.
I have.
To pair with the wine.
You're going to be my guinea pig today.
Oh, I love that.
We're going to do some experimenting.
Okay.
You know, you're right about Thanksgiving. People are going to be coming in asking, you know, what goes with turkey.
Because not everybody just cooks turkey.
That's right.
That's only part of the
lasagna
meal.
and hams and things. And, you know, a lot of those dishes, you know, make sense with the traditional type of wine pairing and everything. But the point is, you know, wine and food, they go together, you know, like peanut butter and jelly or like blue cheese and chicken wings like Drew was talking about.
And it's a celebration. People, the family's getting together.
Exactly.
People will want to bring wine if someone else is cooking. So you might have questions about that.
And you're right. And celebration is it. Pleasure, enjoyment, enjoying your friends and socializing and family. It's all about experience, and that's what wine is all about. It's just to come up with a combination of flavors just to enhance the entire overall experience that you're having at the dinner table or with friends, and that's what we're going to try to duplicate today.
Okay, that's great.
So there are certain principles to keep in mind when you match food and wine, and some of them can be kind of a little bit complicated to understand, some can be very basic. Three things can happen when you try to pair food and wine together. Either the food can dominate the flavors of the wine, or the wine can dominate the flavors of the food, and maybe they don't quite work together, or the food improves the wine and the wine improves the food. And that's kind of what you're going after. There are three approaches that you can take when it comes to pairing wine and food together. You can go with a regional approach, and that principle is sort of like if it grows together, it goes together. So think of like Tuscan cuisine with Tuscan wines, or you know, wines from Rioja, Spain, with the regional fare from that area. You know, they've been doing this for hundreds of years, so they've sort of figured this out. And the wines that grow there generally go with the food that they prepare.
I thought you were going to say, forget the food and just enjoy the wine.
Well, that's one thing too. And you know, these rules are not hard and fast. The one main thing to keep in mind always is, you know, if you don't like dry wine, a dry wine's not going to taste any better to you paired with the right dish. So, you know, the one thing that we always tell people is drink what you like.
Okay.
So, you know, don't feel like, you know, this is going to enhance your experience with wine if you don't like particular styles.
All right.
So,
okay.
A couple other approaches. You can do a sensory approach, which would be more with texture or temperature or the weight or viscosity of the wine, or you could go with more of a scientific approach. And I think that's one that would overlap. That's going to be talking about the basic components and the chemistry of the wine. So, we'll get right into it.
All right.
The first thing we want to do is the wine here right on your left. That is a Pinot Grigio.
All right.
It's a wine with high acid. So take a little sip of that.
Okay.
And you know, I'll go along here with you. And you'll notice your mouth kind of waters.
Very nice.
Now, go back and here, take a little bit of a lemon. Suck on a lemon this morning.
Okay.
First thing you want to do, right? Now take some of that. Now it's sour. Go back and try the wine.
Okay.
Your mouth doesn't water as much.
No.
Acid's lower. That's a combination where acid and acid neutralize each other.
Yeah, it's almost like drinking water.
Yeah, it harmonizes together, like everything's kind of neutral.
Right, okay.
So that's one principle. The other thing we'll try here is a tannin and salt combination.
Okay.
You know, sometimes tannic wines can be kind of mouth-puckering and dry or bitter to some people. If you want to lower the tannin in a red wine, you can pair it with something salty or fatty.
Oh.
So that's what we'll try here. Try this wine.
This one here, okay.
This is a Nebbiolo. It's very tannic and has a real dry character to it. So take a little sip of that.
Okay.
And
very dry.
Mouth puckering.
Yes.
Now try a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano.
Okay.
Take a bite of that. And then now go back to the wine.
Okay. This is great.
Fun.
It's like our own little party here.
Yep. And you're going to notice this is going to soften things quite a bit.
Yeah, no pucker.
Yep. Very smooth, mellow, tames those tannins. And this is like just one basic principle. You know, when you're doing dishes like this, all these different flavors are going to marry together. Isn't that nice?
So this, if you were going to have something with really this cheese in it, this might go with a great Italian meal.
Exactly.
And the first one might go with seafood because you might have lemon.
Or foods with high salt content. It's going to help to mellow those tannins. Now
this is the first time I've really got it.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I mean, it's so obvious. This is a really easy experiment to do at home.
All right.
The other thing here is a savory earthy mix. We do have actually 5 sensations that you taste in the mouth. You have sweet, salty, bitter, sour, but there's a 5th called umami. A lot of people aren't familiar with that, but that's kind of the sensation of what you get with like protein or kind of a savory, meaty kind of taste that you can pick up. So what we're going to do here is taste this wine right here, which is
another red.
a Pinot Noir, more kind of like in a Burgundian style from France. It's kind of earthy and like has a damp forest floral aroma and flavor. So try some of that.
Okay. You take a much bigger sip than I do.
I'm a pro.
Yeah, I know.
I'm very, very well trained at that. So,
Umami.
so that's umami. Yep, that's a great expression for it. So now you can go here and then try either a little bit of roast beef, or try some mushrooms on a piece of bread, whichever you like.
Okay.
So
I'll try them both.
There you go.
I haven't had breakfast.
So a little bit of roast beef.
Okay.
Now a little sip of the wine.
The crew is loving this out here.
Yep.
They're letting me drink myself right through this segment.
Well, they're excited because there's going to be leftovers.
I know that. I know that's why they're loving it. Okay.
Now this is a combination where they're complementing each other, and the things are really like the wine pops, the food pops, everything's just much more flavorful. Your mouth is watering because
really it's really quite complementary. It's like the wine and the food kind of taste similar.
Yep.
That's very interesting.
And it's like just a harmony of flavors.
All right.
And so that's, you can compare and contrast. So like when we were talking about, you know, the tannin and salt before, that was a contrasting pairing. This was a complementary pairing. The flavors are similar.
Isn't that interesting? Now, before you go to your last one, because I want to save one, you have a wine dinner coming up where people are going to really have this experience themselves.
Right. This is what you can try for yourself. You know, one of those things when you go to wine dinners and you see wines that are paired with different foods, you don't necessarily know why they're going together, and some combinations work and some don't. I've actually started up a little side business. I can't get enough of this at work, so I like to do this on my own personal time and everything. We're going to be having a wine dinner at La Scala. Myself and a partner of mine who's a trained certified sommelier are putting together a dinner where we have 5 courses. The wines are specifically matched with the courses that you'll be enjoying at the restaurant, and you'll be able to experience this yourself. We're going to talk about the wines. We'll have tableside little informative comments to make and everything. So it's going to be a great time.
You'll try this and go, ooh, mommy, yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right, now we have one more.
One last
we have one more.
Yep. So now this is a sweet wine, and we're going to do a either sweet-sweet or sweet-salty combination. Now here's one that most people think sweet with sweet, but here's a little bit. Try some of this.
Okay. Very rich color. It's beautiful. It's golden.
That's a sweet wine. Now,
almost like an ice wine.
It is. It's actually, it's
I'm getting better.
Yep, you're becoming an expert.
I'm loosening up.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now you can, don't be shy, because I'm going to just dip my finger in this cupcake here and take a little bit of icing. Now you can take some icing.
Okay.
And a little sip.
All right.
And this is where.
See, now this is where I take more icing than he does.
This probably won't work quite as well because the icing is sweeter than the wine. Now that's going to kind of dumb down. It's not going to taste as sweet now.
Right.
Now try this. It's an unlikely combination, but go back and try some Stilton Blue Vein cheese.
Okay. I have
take a bite of that,
cheese.
and then now take a sip of the wine.
Same wine.
How's that? That's awesome.
That's wonderful. Ooh, mommy, again.
So sweet wines with like that kind of that
really good
salty, fatty taste and everything. You know, you can do this with roasted nuts. Great combination.
Oh, I've learned so much.
Yep.
And it's
Works
been
well.
so delicious.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. The Buffalo Wine Institute is hosting a dinner series. You have to go and try this. Treat someone to go with you. November 14th at 7 p.m. at La Scala. And they're right on Transit Road. It's really going to be an incredible experience for you. 9210 Transit Road. Space is limited, so you need to call for reservations, but what a great gift for yourself. 213-2777 after 1 p.m. Maybe you're not doing anything for Thanksgiving. Go and enjoy this dinner with 100 of wonderful friends who are all there for the same reason. If you have information or you would like information from Bill or any of the staff from the Premier Group, give them a call at 565-3020. You can email Bill at premiergroup.net and tell him